I think I've been lucky enough to work with a lot of people. Favourite productions for me, I think working with Hans Zimmer is kind of the peak, because the music's great, the production values are epic. He's a perfectionist, and so his band are the best in the world. And you bring those factors together, and it's not work, it's just joy. I'm lucky. I do the Brit Awards and the MTV EMAs as a designer, and I love doing those simply because you've got 10 or 11 bands on each show who come with 10 or 11 audio teams, and so I get to work very closely with over 20 of the top audio teams in the world. You just learn so much from them, and that's what I love. I guess I love learning, but I hated school. No, I didn't hate school. That's a lie. But I love learning when you don't think you're learning. Going back to my days at the National, my mentor here is a designer called Paul Groothuis. He was a great person to learn from because he gave you ownership of what you were doing and let you find your way. And what I try to do with people is I will never tell someone how to mix something. I will let them mix it their way, and then if I don't like that, I will try and steer their thought process as opposed to what they're doing, because I always think, if someone's just doing what they're told, you can probably get a computer to do it. I want them to do what they feel, so I'll just educate them on what I would like them to feel. And that way you get the best out of them. As for dream gigs, well, I've done the Brits, I've done the MTVs. I'd love to do the Grammys. Whether that'll ever happen or not, I doubt. Obviously, there's some union issues, but that would be a great show to do. Going back in history, I would have loved to have mixed Prince. He was quite a musical influence in my upbringing, and I just think he would have been a very interesting man to work with.
I've got a sort of little band of directors now who have sort of become people that I've worked with quite a lot over the years, and who I really enjoy working with, and quite often it's because they really enjoy pushing what you can do with sound and challenging those boundaries. So I've really enjoyed working with those directors. We've done, for example, Simon McBurney, who we did The Encounter with recently, which was on Broadway early this year, and we did this amazing show experimenting with binaural sound and having the entire audience wearing headphones and things like that, and we spent 5 years making the show together and traveling to the Amazon rainforest and doing things like that. So that was a bit of a dream gig in itself, in a way, to have the time to experiment and explore and try out new things, and obviously going to the Amazon rainforest and living with an indigenous community for a week is something you don't normally get to do in your everyday life. There's another director called John Tiffany who I work with a lot, and we've just done Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in London, and we're in the middle of making that for New York. And yeah, I really enjoy working with him. He's got this amazing musical sense, and he's really very good at bringing teams of people together and letting them create and collaborate together, and directing them to create these amazing shows. So that also was a dream gig in a way, because it was sort of such an amazing piece to work on, and so fantastical, and working again, as Colin was saying, with the top people at the top of their game, which makes life really joyful and fun and not so stressful, and you can all work together to create something, knowing that you're making good work in an enjoyable way. I think you were saying about coming to work every day and it's a fun thing rather than a work thing. And so those jobs where you can come to work and it doesn't feel like work are always the best ones for me. Whatever the future brings, really, there's so much exciting things to do and so many exciting technologies to coming out and so many interesting artists to work with. You know, it's really exciting at the moment to have all these opportunities of emerging.